Good morning, Nova Scholars. I came into school today to do a little bit of work, but it's just not so fun without you guys here. So I thought I would share a story with you on this cold winter day. And stay tuned because at the end we'll have a winter challenge for you. The book is called Mr. Putter and Tabby Write the Book. So oh, silly me. I need to take these gloves off. Mr. Putter and Tabby Write the Book. An idea. In the winter, a big snow always came to Mr. Putter's house. Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby liked big snows, but they couldn't go out in them. They were too old. Mr. Putter might slip and break something. Tabby might catch a cold. They didn't mind staying in, though, because Mr. Putter's house was so cozy. It had nice soft chairs, it had velvet pillows, it had a fireplace. Staying in was all right when everything was so soft and velvety and warm. One day when Mr. Putter and Tabby were inside for a big snow, Mr. Putter got an idea. His idea was to write a book. He had everything a writer needed: a soft chair, a warm fire, and a good cat. And he had a pen and plenty of paper. "I have always wanted to write a mystery novel," Mr. Putter said to Tabby. So he brought out lots of paper, lit the fire, plumped his chair, and got ready to begin. First, he had to think of a title. He thought, and thought, and thought. Finally, he told Tabby, "I shall call my book The Mystery of Lighthouse Cove." It was a very good title. It was full of mystery. As a boy, he had read lots of books with titles like that. Mr. Putter was so pleased he decided to fix a snack. He went into the kitchen and fixed a big apple salad, a pan of corn muffins, some custard pudding, and a cheese ball. Mr. Putter spent 3 minutes on his title and 4 hours on his snack. Then he took a nap. Mystery writing was not easy work. Chapter 2 is called Chapter 1. On the second day that he was a mystery writer, Mr. Putter had a nice long breakfast with Tabby of oatmeal and tea. Then he settled down to write again. But first he had to stoke the fire. Then he had to clean Tabby's ears. Then he had to find a sweater. Then he had to move his chair closer to the window. Then he had to move it back. Then he settled down again. He was ready to write. Mr. Putter looked at the walls and he thought. He thought and thought and thought. Finally, he wrote Chapter 1. He began to think some more. As he was thinking, he looked out the window. A rabbit was in the yard. "Such a nice rabbit," Mr. Putter said to Tabby. The rabbit made him think of Easter, and Easter made him think of boiled eggs. He decided to fix a snack. He went into the kitchen and fixed 20 boiled eggs and a vegetable stew. Mr. Putter spent 1 minute on Chapter 1 and 3 hours on eggs and stew. I'm going to take a break and just take a sip of my hot chocolate here. Then he took a bath. Then he took a nap. Mystery writing wore him out. Chapter 3, Good Things. The third day that he was a mystery writer, Mr. Putter woke up ready to write again. He liked being a writer ready to write. First, he and Tabby had cinnamon toast and tea. Then Mr. Putter petted Tabby and began to think. He looked out of his window, thinking. He looked at his fire, thinking. He looked at Tabby, thinking. Mr. Putter thought how blue the sky was. He thought how warm the fire felt. He thought how nice it was to be with Tabby. He thought about so many good things that he began to write them down. Good things: yellow cats, old sweaters, cinnamon toast, long baths, good dogs, and rain. He wrote and wrote and wrote. Mr. Putter wrote all day long. When he finally stopped writing, the big snow had melted. Mr. Putter went next door with Tabby to visit Mrs. Teaberry and her good dog Zeke. They had some French fried butternut squash for supper. Then Mr. Putter read Good Things. When he finished, Mrs. Teaberry said it was enchanting. She said Mr. Putter was a wonderful writer. She said she could listen forever. I wanted to write The Mystery of Lighthouse Cove, Mr. Putter said sadly, but I wrote good things instead. And I ate too much, and I took too many naps. Mrs. Teaberry told him not to worry. She said the world is full of mystery writers, but writers of good things are few and far between. Mr. Putter did not feel so sad then. He did not feel sad at all. In fact, he was thrilled, because every writer loves a good review. To celebrate good reviews and good neighbors, Mr. Putter took Mrs. Teaberry and Tabby and Zeke out for vanilla malts. And Mr. Putter had so much fun and thought of so many good things that he could not wait for the next big snow. So he could be a writer again. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. Now, here is our winter weather challenge. I would like you to do something that has to do with reading or writing. I'll let you pick what you would like to do. Here are some ideas. You could make a list of good things, or really any list you want. You could read a book, or 2, or 3, or 4, or more. There's a lot of hours that we haven't been in school. You could make a journal. You could write about vacations. You could write about family times you've had, or winter fun, or really anything you'd like. Have I mentioned reading yet? You can read. Here are some ideas. You could read with a flashlight. You could read to your family. You could read with a snack. You could read in your PJs. You could read by a fire. You could read in a fort. You could read to your sibling or stuffy. You could write a story, maybe a mystery, maybe a comic book, maybe a novel, maybe anything you'd like. Most of all, stay warm. So, if you do the winter challenge and you come to school and you come to the main office and you have, I don't know, a list of books you've read, or you have your list of good things you've written, or you have your comic book or your mystery or your novel that you've written, all you need to do is turn that in at the front office, not to your homeroom teacher, to the front office, because I might want to ask you some questions about what you did during these school days. If you prove that you did some reading and some writing, or some writing or some reading, either combination of the two, you will get a non-uniform ticket. This non-uniform ticket is good for one non-uniform day during the week of February 4th through 8th. So that is next week. You can pick any day you'd like, and you can wear non-uniform on that day. All you need to do, write your name, and then turn this ticket into your teacher on the day that you choose to wear your non-uniform. Okay? I will be back tomorrow with another story. Here's a preview. The story I'm going to read tomorrow or share with you tomorrow is called One Cool Friend. And I bet you can guess. It's about a boy who gets a penguin as a pet and all of the things that happen with them. So it's a good story. It'll be shared with you tomorrow. Don't forget, stay warm and do your winter weather challenge. Have a good day.